fragrance friends and family. My name is Tawina.
And I'm Jessica.
We're taking over.
Welcome to another episode of Can We Be Fragrant?
Yes.
Well, hello. It's been such a long time since I've seen you all.
Yes, absolutely.
I wonder why that is.
Here we go.
I think it's because you all been busy on dates.
I think it's because we were uninvited till 2025.
Until we put our foot down. Big foot down.
Until y'all, but yeah, somehow y'all are still here. So what does
I
that
mean,
mean?
you couldn't resist.
And then we just said, how about we just, while we're here, take over the show?
Exactly.
So this is gonna be interesting today. From being in that seat to sitting here, me and Nigel on the back of the plane. The two pilots didn't study flight school.
We didn't.
We're taking you to paradise.
Or the graveyard. So which one?
You going to the graveyard for sure.
Is this a one-way ticket or a round trip?
It's a round trip, baby.
Okay.
You're going to get there and get back safely.
Okay.
I was going to say one way, so she nice.
Is this Delta or Spirit? I gotta ask you questions.
It's American.
Definitely. Ooh.
Okay.
American.
Okay.
Period.
So I hope everyone is ready for the ride. This is going to be a good one.
Very good one. I can't wait. I'm
Yes.
so excited. I see some familiar things on this table.
I do.
And I am happy to talk about them because two of them are actually my favorite from you guys. So
I was thinking the same thing. I'm definitely seeing some faves from the fellas. So today's theme is actually, we asked everyone to bring two of their favorite, well, not favorite, but two fragrances that they always have to repurchase in their collection. Must have staples.
Yep. So I hope everyone is paying attention. I'm just going to go ahead and say this is a masterclass. Everybody in this room always smells amazing. So I think you should get out your pen and paper, take a few notes, and let's get into it. I think today we're going to start with Kareem.
Thank you. That was a big intro. I'm a little nervous now. So when you had brought up this topic and said that you wanted to us to bring fragrances that we couldn't live without, I was a little curious because I was wondering, is it possible that someone would bring a fragrance on here that I know that they don't wear? Because then they aren't being real true, right? I've talked about Bleu de Chanel Endless. I love this fragrance. I think it's perfect year round. I can wear it in any occasion. This is something that I would keep forever. I would just go buy another bottle if I didn't have this one. But this fragrance right here, you all have not been blessed to be able to smell this on me in public, interacting. So I felt like I would break this out for you all today. So recently, Nigel was talking about Bleu de Chanel, and he wasn't a fan of it. He was telling Kaz, shout out to Kaz, and he was saying a friend of his had bought it for him. Oh, a friend, we'll say that, had bought it for him, and he didn't like it. And so I said, which one did you smell? And you didn't know. So this is the parfum. The eau de toilette, the eau de parfum, those are all nice, but this smells different. It hits different. These fragrances are so good. I'm afraid that I don't even want to spray them on a strip because they're not going to do them justice. But because I know what they smell like and their true potential, I'm going to go ahead and spray it on here, and I'm going to let you know if we're going to have to do some skinning or not.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for this one. That Bleu de Chanel I've smelled. It's one of my favorites that you have. Well, that I've smelled that you have.
Yeah,
and,
same.
It's giving classic man.
Classic.
It's giving
classic.
I can like smell it already.
Yeah.
It's just like classic
man, but like literally, like when you say that, this is what a little girl thinks of when she thinks of like her role model dad growing up, you know, or like a wife's thinking like memory of her husband, like just that, like clean,
and that makes so much sense.
His shirts kind of guy.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
makes sense, especially for Kareem, because I feel like he's no stranger to be called daddies. You know.
So,
but no, this smells really good. This smells really good.
That's
when I say all purpose,
yeah,
think of a basketball player.
Yep.
Man in a suit.
Yep.
Somebody's father.
Yep.
You
Blue
could be
collar.
a banker. I mean, a plumber. Like this scent just goes with anybody's. But let's let the hater speak.
I'm not a hater. This is just not for me.
For you.
It is a very clean smell. It's a very nice smell, but it's just not for me. Like, it doesn't gravitate to my personality. It doesn't gravitate to the type of person I am. It just doesn't. I have other clean smells I feel are more appropriate for me, but this one, I'm not in love with it. It doesn't change my approach to a scent. I can smell this 100 times and I will put it back 100 times and not buy it.
Wow.
I mean, but it was just something I don't want to buy.
I respect it. So one of the warnings that come on the back, and you can see it, Tawina, it says, to like this fragrance, you have to own more than 10 bottles. So, I don't think your nose is matured enough to appreciate this.
But I have other stuff that's similar, very similar smells.
Hogwash.
It's not hogwash. I mean, to me, they're similar. It's very similar, but this one doesn't do it for me.
I've smelled everything in your collection.
You have not.
I've smelled everything in your collection, and this,
no,
you don't have anything like this. And I mean that like with all due disrespect. You don't have anything that's on this level.
I do.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping somehow by the end of this episode, it'll settle in and then maybe you can revisit it.
I'm going to leave this right here.
Yeah, leave that right there because I just feel like it's such a clean, classy, classic scent.
I would love to know the notes because I feel like I'm smelling
I got you.
either an orris root or something, a vetiver, something that brings texture and a slight bit of warmth to the freshness of it. I want to know what that combination is.
Lemon, bergamot, mint, lavender, pineapple, geranium, sandalwood, tonka bean, cedar, and amberwood.
I think maybe it's the sandalwood.
Yeah.
I'm a sandalwood, cedarwood kind of fan.
That smells
But that's for that to have all of those like fresh elements. Usually I'm not like a super citrus or like fresh person, but the way they balance that with the woody notes, you could see that in the fragrance. There's a grounding to it that's really good. Yeah.
Without giving away too much information, I wore this to a work event, and one of the higher ups' daughters was kind of like, "What do you have on?" And I had to decide what direction did I want to be in. Did I want to be Kareem or did I want to be Nigel?
Ooh. That's valid.
I still have my job, so
okay. Well,
there you go.
So I did the right thing.
Dang.
Okay.
Well, talk to us about your second fragrance.
Now this is tied for a fragrance that I own that I've gotten the most compliments wearing. 4 in one day.
Wow.
With this fragrance. And I've gotten compliments before, but it's been one-upped over a recent event that I had. So recently, I went out to get something to eat.
Oh.
And I just so happened to meet somebody there. And
your assistant?
No.
Shout out to the assistant.
Shout out.
Two of them.
My assistant is working on some decor stuff right now, so
she's working.
She's real busy. But I met up with somebody for some tasty Indian food.
Yeah.
And what's funny, why I'm kind of smirking and laughing, is because it's a place that Nigel met me at, but it's not who we were there with. So I just want to clear that up because that ain't happening. But I get there and I get a hug and I get a and then
that's
all of a sudden you hear,
ooh.
And I said, "Oh, they breathing it in." I said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna just let this linger longer then." And that I ended up getting a FaceTime call as I'm getting ready to go inside the restaurant. And so my man calls me up. Shout out to Ty, by the way. And he was like, "You always in the area, but you don't never stop by my house." And I was like, "I was thinking about you. Let me stop by." We have this running joke. I joke with him and his wife and his kids or whatever. And so when I get there, I hug his wife and she goes, and I don't say anything. I'm just being quiet. And so then we outside, we talk and we just reminisce about some old stories and stuff like that. And in the middle of him smoking a cigarette, he goes, "What do you have on? It is crazy."
Over the cigarette scent.
Over the smell of the cigarette.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I'm
Wow.
I'm not going to tell what the fourth compliment was, but
You could have just said it was one of the babies. Babies don't tell lies. But now,
this right here. Now, Nigel, this is not your speed. I already know because let me just read the notes and I'm
Yeah,
going
let us
to
know.
tell you why.
I'm really excited for this one. You really built this up.
100%.
Like,
So here we have Akigala wood, Amber Fix, Georgie wood, Nepalese Szechuan pepper, Thai
Excuse
basil,
me?
grapefruit, Haitian vetiver,
Ooh.
Indonesian patchouli, and Patalia.
wow.
I'm scared of you.
Yes.
I'm gonna just
Half of those notes, baby, I ain't never heard.
And what's the name of this one? I don't think you
He
told
ain't said
us.
it yet.
this is Bois Imperial
Wow.
by Essential Parfums. And so the reason why you may not know some of these notes are that the company that makes this, a lot of them are proprietary things or things that they created specifically for their fragrances.
Oh, that's
So-
amazing.
So like Georgie wood, I believe is or Akigali wood is derived from like patchouli oil.
hmm
And so it's something that they made up, and Amber Fix is like a molecule, sort of like ambroxan, but a molecule that they tweaked or created to give like a fresh, clean scent.
That
So
is
when you talk
amazing.
about that Boston, like, not to jump to my fragrance, but both of my fragrances have that, and I kind of was wondering what was that? Because I mean, when you look at the note,
What,
it's a molecule.
What,
yeah,
ambroxan?
Yeah, so
Ambroxan, yeah.
yeah, it's Abroxan. It is Abroxan is an it's two different ways, two different ones of them. But it's just like a chemical thing you see on
Yeah.
the it just throws you off. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And so
I'm not a fan of Ambroxan too much, but
I-
it's like
I
a fresh
got a whiff.
molecule. Really?
I did. I think I did.
Ooh.
I don't know if I got a hint of spice.
And this is just on the
This
strip.
could be a candle.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So year round.
This is year round. Yeah,
Year
both of them
around.
are year. This?
Mm.
Oh, this? Okay. No, these are solids. These
I
are
like this. I feel like
this.
everything balances each other out. Like
Spray
you can
some on your
smell the spiciness.
Right. You could get some of that pepper.
Yeah, some of like that spice, but then it's also still fresh and
Yeah.
a little sweet. Like this is solid.
This is good.
I like that.
And it's clean.
And I
There's
believe-
no sharpness, no
Yeah.
nothing.
You could wear this.
And I could wear it.
You
Yeah,
could
I
wear
agree.
this
Yeah.
and smell incredible.
Yeah, and I will say
I
it would
agree.
take the right type of woman to pull this one off. And I think me and you, we kind of lean towards masculine scent sometimes.
Yeah. I
But
love
it's
a
not
good
even
unisex.
overly masculine. It's
I don't
nice
think it is.
though.
Yeah.
This is kind of, I don't know if you've smelled Bleu de Freak,
Yes.
but I feel like it's in the same
I know exactly what you're talking
family.
about.
Yes.
What's giving
The
you? Yes.
feel, like-
yes. Absolutely.
I
So,
like.
part of the story was when I was thinking about what bottle I wanted to bring on, because it kind of had a couple of things that I wanted to say. Like the way that I'm kind of building my collection now, I have a whole lot of bottles, and I'm getting rid of stuff. And I really want to keep it to a level where it's stuff that I would want to replace, not
we
just.
We were
a-
just talking about
just
this,
had that
yeah.
conversation.
Okay, right. So I don't want to just accumulate 5,000 bottles. I don't feel like that makes sense to me.
Yep.
But if I have 20, 30 that are just great fragrances that I could wear year round, because I'm not somebody that really wants to buy seasonal stuff. I want to just have stuff that I can wear whenever. These are definitely two of them in there. But yeah.
I could see why you got that reaction.
can I spray some skin?
Yeah.
Who cares?
That is
Oh, and
really
I
nice.
if you want to smell more.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I'm going to smell you.
That smells good.
No, I love it.
That smells good.
I really love this.
And this
I really love
this
it.
lasts.
Well, I was
Really?
noticing that you said you had sprayed it, right? And I'm looking like it don't even look like it's been sprayed. You don't need a lot of
You don't
this.
need a
I would
lot.
say 1, max 2,
2, 3.
and you're good.
You're good.
Depends on the situation you're going. But hold on, let's hear from the hater.
I'm not a hater, but you're right. This isn't me.
Yeah.
And
This is really not me. Like, it's just not me.
This is grown up stuff.
Nah,
No,
but
but I
it
can
just-
see where it could be also like too green for you.
It's just not me. Like, this is not.
You mentioned. I think we were talking to Kaz or Neoma, and you were saying that you were a year into fragrances, and you were going to imagine you year 2. This is year 5, 6.
But right now, okay, like, even so, I had that bottle for like 3+ years, and I still haven't grown in it.
Mm-hmm.
It just is not me.
No, you don't have to just smell this, right?
No,
Like,
I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
Like that. I've had that bottle longer than any other bottle probably and I just don't like it.
Mhm.
You know.
No, I get it.
This right here, it kind of gives me. For me, it gives me like an off spray type thing. It is not off, but it gives me that like bug repellent spray a little bit. For me, it doesn't match what I would like to smell like,
Yeah.
and I just can't get past it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to find if it was the paper or was it my skin or what is it? But it's just not agreeing with me.
I get it.
And I feel like that's really like a nice date night fragrance.
and is.
And is like it just smells. It's like even lingering
Yeah.
in the air right now. So I can imagine what that walk by air.
And what I love about these and how like clean they smell is like we were talking about in Broxton. I made it a note this past summer to like try to find what my like clean fragrance smells like because I don't like molecular scents like not a perfume and things like that smell kind of Broxton-y, you know? So I've been trying to I explored so many different facets and I do like that like Bleu de Freak, almost like this type of fresh fragrance where there's maybe like a warm undertone to it, a woodiness paired with those fresh elements to kind of like balance them out. I don't know. I really enjoy that. I would
I'm
definitely
gonna
wear that.
definitely give you your 10s on this one, Kareem. Like
Thank you.
100%. 10
showed out,
10.
and these, in my opinion, are definitely worth repurchasing always.
100%.
Like also like this is something that I could picture like when we talk about clean, like imagine your sheets.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? You come home and
Yes.
your linen and stuff smells like that.
Yes.
That's what this almost what reminds
When
me of.
Tawina said that could be a candle, I would
Yes.
love to walk in a space, especially a space like, you know how you walk into a spa and it just smells
Yes.
like good. That's what like,
An expensive hotel.
Yes.
vibe. Like
So
it's
so
giving
so
that.
I'm gonna tell
So
you the
a
funny thing.
therapeutic,
Go ahead.
something that's very more
It's-
therapeutic.
it's not
I mean, it's
therapeutic.
not-
It
I mean,
just,
But when you
that.
go to a spa, you want something therapeutic, something that's gonna be
No,
relaxing.
no. You want to get relaxed. You
That's
want to
therapeutic.
smell something good.
This is
overall,
but it
I
is
mean,
therapeutic. Therapeutic.
yes
this
and
is,
no.
What's the
but
purpose?
relaxing, but just something that smells good. Ultimately, when you walk into a hotel in Vegas or you walk into a spa, it's to keep you tranquil. That's more the lighting, the music. The smell also relaxes you, but it's just like, oh, I love this smell. Something draws you to that smell. They make candles now with the scents of the places from the hotel, like the hotels, the
hotel
diffusers.
collection and stuff.
So it's not necessarily just like to relax you, put you to sleep, or no, it's just like good vibe.
You brought up the hotel thing, and the one of my greatest scent memories is I was in Vegas, and I believe it was the Aria. This is my first time going to this hotel, and I was actually trying to like walk through to get somewhere, and you know how you can walk through the hotels or whatever. And when I went in there, I smelled this smell, and I was like, "Dear God, what is this? It smells incredible." I've chased that scent for years.
Wow.
This is what that kind of reminds me of.
And that's what I was saying
amazing.
about when you go into these places. That's what that gave
The
me.
MGM
like, just,
smells like this.
That just
They're
smells
intentional
good.
about
Yes.
those scents.
Yes.
Yep.
They're gonna get you
Yep.
to be like, okay, I'm chilling. I'm gonna spend this money, and it's just like
Yep.
the smell, the good vibes.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever smelled
That's
a fragrance
amazing.
like that before.
Right.
I don't know what you spent, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not somebody that likes to talk about
Yeah,
prices
right.
on the show, but
High end,
$90.
Okay, what?
You're kidding me.
$90.
Whoa, that could
I need to
easily
take a picture
be.
of that.
That
Yeah.
could easily be way more expensive.
1,000%. I need to take a picture of that.
$90.
That's
Wow.
that's my New Year's gift to myself.
That
I'm gonna
is
get that.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Love that.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
All right.
I will say as an intermission, so I did see this clip on like social media. I can't remember what platform, but this woman was saying how when a man smells good, she will always remember him. And she told a story, but like just that one line, I completely agree. Like every single guy, whether they're still in my life or not, whatever, to what capacity I knew them, I remember every single guy that I thought smelled good. So there is something very powerful in when men invest in their fragrances. And it's really, I just love having friends that really share this commonality, this interest, because it leaves an impression on women, on people. I don't know what it is, but I think women are expected to smell good, and for men, it's always a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I expect, maybe it's because of the circle that I hang in, like, and maybe I've encouraged other people to start smelling good or whatever, but I come across more guys that wear fragrances than women.
Really?
Yes.
You know, scent memory is a real thing. Scent memory can tie you to a time, a place, a person, and it's just one of my favorite things. Somebody will walk past me, I get an instant, like, oh my God, whether it be good or bad. So, like you, Kareem, I'm happy that I'm surrounded by people who love fragrance, because let's say I'm walking somewhere and I smell Bleu de Chanel, I'm going to think of you because you always talk about that fragrance, right? And then that will prompt me. Let's say we haven't talked in 2 weeks, which is uncommon because we talk often, but I'm going to instantly text you like, oh my God, Kareem, like how are, just so it can tie you to these things. Scent memory is like one of my favorite things, So yeah, I love that story.
I kind of wanted to ask you all, because I often hear people say, like, we'll talk about this fragrance, Bleu de Chanel, for a second. Designer, perhaps more popular than maybe some of this other stuff that's at the table. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to smell like somebody else. And is that really a thing or a problem? Because I don't know that it is.
It's not. And when people say, like, oh, I don't want to smell like anyone else, or blah, your body chemistry is not the same as anyone else's. You're never going to smell just the same.
Right.
And also, it's funny that you brought that up, because I was literally just watching a video today about talking about that. Like, even the common fragrances that we have, like, as much fragrances that are out there, people not everybody wears fragrances, and they don't wear them to the same capacity. You know what I mean? So even the most played out fragrances in the fragrance community isn't that common in real life. It really isn't, especially like, that's why I hate the whole hate with like Baccarat Rouge, because honestly, I do still think that it's a really great fragrance.
It's a very good fragrance.
But it's like the fact that people say like, oh, it's played out, you smell it everywhere. Whom?
Very rarely do I smell anybody that wears that.
Where I'm at in Montgomery County, nobody's walking around just smelling like Baccarat Rouge, or at least not enough for you to smell them. People are very modest with, even if you share a commonality of fragrances, a lot of people are very modest about how they, wear their fragrances and layering and all of those arts.
That's not a good enough reason for me not to purchase something.
100%.
Because if I like it, I like it. So it's smelling some way with somebody else smelling that way. Okay.
Why do we do that with fragrances when we don't do that really in any other facet in life? If Nigel had a car that I thought looked good, I wouldn't not buy it because he bought it. People wear Jordans all the time. Your ex, somebody has probably worn Jordans, Foam Posits, Timberlands. That's not going to stop me from buying it. You understand what I'm saying? We sit at a restaurant. Just because you order a steak doesn't mean I'm not going to order a steak. So why do we seem to limit that to fragrances?
I have a hot take on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Might ruffle some feathers. But I feel like, for whatever reason, the fragrance community doesn't want to admit that they're getting played. Like, y'all, we are victims of consumerism and capitalism at its best. And how we market, even as content creators, is feeding into the capitalism and the larger companies and the wealthy of the country, which is why I'm very shameless about not buying from certain brands and also encouraging getting inspiration buys and dupes, because it's like, to what loyalty do I have to any of these companies? First off, why do I owe you $300 of my hard-earned money, even though I know that this ain't gonna last, just because of what artistry, the same artistry of the perfumer who will work with these Arab companies that sell $20 and then turn around and they dibble and dabble. So it's like, I don't know what it is. I think it's classism, and it's, trying to live in this like fantasy reality that they are more bourgeoisie or something in regards to the art of fragrance. The only loyalty that y'all are doing is like holding your investment to their pockets. That's really it. But these perfumers, these larger brands, they do not have the same loyalty to you, and they will play you every month. And that's why I think I'm really trying to work on curating my fragrance. And that does not mean that I want to create a collection that is just exclusively niche, because I feel like a lot of people who use those words and throw curating around are the same snobs that will just like only have, these niche brands and whatever. I dibble dabble in everything. I just want to curate a more mindful collection that is practical and that isn't overconsumed. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I just really, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for like more folks to realize like they're playing us right now, like they're playing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigel, we haven't heard from you. How do you feel about that?
Because for me, I'm in that early, like I always go back and say I'm in the early phase. So I've kind of experienced like the many brands have some are similar. I mean, some things I've smelled that are very similar, and I feel like they're so close, like it doesn't make sense when I'm buying these things half the time. I learned that after like 6 months. That's why I've slowed down on buying a lot of fragrances, because before I would just buy a bulk load. I probably bought in the first 6 months easily like 60 to 70 bottles. And the last months I've slowed down, maybe bought like 20 bottles total in the back half of the year. But that's just because now I'm like, okay, I want something that's really going to capture my eye. What's really going to make me pay attention to it. And a lot of times it's not even a niche brand, or a lot of it's been designer. And so it doesn't really, or I'll find something that's just searching something randomly, like something that come across my feed. Like, I don't know if this is a designer niche. I don't even know what it is. I just want to try it out just because I want to I want to give someone else opportunity to get my money. Just explore what are these things. That's how I found the heart fragrances I bought. I just randomly found it and I actually liked it. It's not something I wear every day, but I actually like it. It was just, but it was just about the presentation, the effort they put behind it. Like I said, the box wasn't the greatest, but the presentation was amazing to me because the concept was there. Yeah. Sometimes you appreciate someone putting time in the concept, and hopefully the fragrance will match. That one actually matched. It just worked out. So hopefully in the next 2 years, a year, my mindset and the way I look at fragrances will be different to catch up to or place me in that same mindset you have. Because I don't really get the consumerism and so that, like, I don't really care about Baccarat Rouge, or like I've talked about Creed. I don't really care about Creed that much. Yes, it's been everybody talk about Creed, but I'm like, I really never cared about Creed. Now I'm going to buy one just because I went to an event and everything, and I do kind of like some of them. So I might get one of them, possibly two. It just depends, because I've heard, not saying that I've experienced it, that Creed does not last that long. But that's just what I've heard. I haven't experienced it personally, so now I need to experience and see if I agree with that take.
I think it depends on the fragrance. My thing has always been, don't chase names. Yeah. Right, because it's about what's inside the bottle that matters, right? And if you're buying something just solely on the name, you can get lost in paying $700 for something that smells like samurai sweat. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but Creed has some good fragrances. I have one that I know for a fact lasts a whole day.
Yeah. I think I'm going to, jump into my fragrances, because you said something about fragrances not lasting, right? And so Tawina had a beautiful event a few weeks back where we could all come, fellowship, swap fragrances, smell fragrances, And I got to meet Kareem's cousin for the first time. She is so lovely.
Hey, sis.
That
Shout out
is
to
my
Leah.
girl. Shout out to
me.
Leah.
Leah.
Right, so I'm gonna start with this Yum Pistachio Gelato by Kayali.
Really?
And at your event, Leah was saying that she heard Kayali fragrances didn't last. And I immediately turned around and I tapped Nigel and I said, Nigel, how long did this fragrance last in your house after I was gone? What was your answer?
Forever and a day.
So sometimes this concept that things don't last, sometimes people don't know how to apply fragrances. They don't apply enough. That whatever the case is, you can't always go by that. So this is one of the fragrances. Everyone who knows me knows I'm a Kayali fan. Just as far as the time, effort, the different notes that she puts in her fragrances, and we don't talk about price point a lot, but the price point, right? All of those things makes her fragrances a good fragrance. But over the past, I would say 6 to 8 months, I have constantly reached for this. I have constantly, so much so that I've had to repurchase it. I got it swapped for something at your event. That bottle is almost gone. I had to replace it. So I'm going to let everyone smell this while I spray it. You all have... Did you spray this one?
I think that's the one that's already been sprayed. ain't it?
Sorry.
You all have all
Look, I know this one for a fact because I got this one from my daughter-in-law.
smelled this before.
Yes, with
Here
the
you
lid.
go.
This smells.
bless me.
This smells good. We've talked about it before.
amazing.
I've heard someone say that this doesn't last, right? And I think that
amazing.
at times there could be a reviewer or somebody that's upset that they're not getting a check, and they could be bad mouthing a fragrance. So I say, listen to a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt.
For sure.
Not us, but get you a sample.
Yes.
Get you a sample of this
That is
stuff
the best way.
and just try it.
So this is pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream,
Smell it from here.
marshmallow,
This is so nice.
and cotton candy.
This is so nice.
And at first, I used to think it was just a summer scent, but it is not. It just is a scent that smells good. It makes you feel good. It is approved for girls' night, date night, chilling at the house, running errands. It's a compliment getter. And, I am the layering queen. I will layer a scent. This layers well with so many things. You wouldn't think so. And I'm a gourmand girly, right? I love gourmand scents. This is like my number one gourmand scent. It works every time.
Shout out to Kayali.
And this is why I just became my fragrance bestie, because I had the inspired by version of this, right? And baby, it's that.
No,
It is.
really.
For like
It is what it is.
6 months or something, for a minute until I met her and how she layered it. And I fell in love. And since the moment I met her, I finished that inspired by fragrance bottle. Nigel got me the actual bottle.
Yep.
Baby, it has me in the chokehold. I was going to bring this, but I had a feeling she was going to bring it because it is now a fragrance that I must always have in my collection.
Yeah.
And it's because she sold me on it. It is phenomenal. It fits so many situations,
I can say I'm very impressed with Kayali because once I started going and smelling them all, I was like, these are amazing smells. I'm curious to see what her take, the maker of this, if when she decides to make a male straight line. Because I've seen all these, I want to see how that mind turns. I really want to, because it's like I can see fragrances are really geared to more females. It's just the truth. And a gourmand fragrances, yes, food smell. Most women would rather smell it than like a male. It's just my perspective. I'm curious to see what her nose will come in, what her mind will come together when making a male fragrance.
I must
like Oogasm. I love it.
That's what I was gonna say.
I have that, but that's one.
Which one? The tobacco? The Oogasm tobacco?
I have it's the all black. It's the
well, most of them are, but so it's like Oogasm tobacco, Oogasm rose.
It might be tobacco.
And something else.
Or vanilla.
There's
There's a vanilla one.
Yeah,
too.
I think
vanilla
it's just-
Oogasm.
But I was going to say there is actually a male fragrance that is at least unisex and masculine leaning. And it's when she released her duo for her wedding. So there's the wedding silk santal, which is the infamous wedding silk santal. This
That's
was
vanilla, right?
Vanilla, champagne,
Yes.
peach.
And
I
she
think.
released that for her wedding day. So she created a fragrance for her wedding day, and then for her husband. And so the second one for her husband is called Wedding Velvet
Weddings,
Santal.
yeah.
And so apparently I've heard a lot of people say that they actually really enjoy the male version of it, like
I do.
the masculine leaning one, even more than the Wedding Silk Santal. But it was her husband's scent for
I didn't know
his
this.
wedding day,
Yes.
and it comes in black. I
will bring it for you all to smell
because I have it.
Well, what happened was I got when she released Wedding Silk Santal. She was saying that you can layer them together if you so choose. So I bought a mini of that and a mini of the velvet, just so I could try to layer them. They work perfect together, which is so genius because it's a marriage.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So her mind is so genius, but I liked it more than the wedding, so I had to go purchase the full-size bottle.
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
So I will say it's not overly masculine, but it's not feminine either.
So it's really down to unisex
It's
line.
really unisex,
Okay.
and it smells so good. So shout out to Kayali, because she does her thing. This one, I always get compliments. I like the way I smell. You know, when you get that whiff of yourself.
Yes, I think that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
too.
there's nothing better. You're like, oh, I smell so good. You can wear it alone. And for anyone who is scared to purchase because they don't think it lasts, I suggest you to just try. And with the price point, even if you have to reapply, which I typically don't, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is my first fragrance that I don't know. I'm just like in love with. You know, like I've liked a lot of fragrances, even like loved, but like in love with the fragrance. I would say it's this one.
She did her big one.
She did. So
What's your next one?
My next one I bought on the show before, but it is just that girl of a fragrance.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about it. It's just one of those all-purpose scents, right? You're always going to smell good. Someone's always going to ask what you're wearing. And I don't know. It doesn't smell great on this strip, but I promise it smells great when it's on. And I actually have a story about this one too. So we all went out one night.
Oh, okay.
What's the name?
Oh, this is Valentino Donna Born in Roma. Just the OG. There are several variations of this fragrance, but this is just
still very nice.
Yeah, this is just the OG.
It's like a rose.
So no, and this one is blackcurrant, jasmine, and bourbon vanilla. I'm such a vanilla girly. Y'all know that. And it's just like a classic.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a classic scent. So one night we all went out for drinks.
Oh, okay. I know this night.
And I walked.
I want to say which night, but go ahead.
We were at Blue Sunday.
Exactly.
We were at Blue Sunday. And I walked in, and there was some young ladies sitting at the bar. And I just walk in. I'm sitting down, minding my business. And I walk up to the bar because they let me sit, but they're at the bar standing. And I walk up to talk to them. And the girl whips her head back. And she's like, "What are you wearing?" And so I tell her, and I give her, at that point it was a layering combo, but this was the main fragrance. And I tell her, when I say this lady could not stop sniffing me, like all on my neck, all on my body.
No lies told.
Yeah, this is very true.
No lies
Very
told.
true story.
Like she came in when she walked in, like it was like the doorway open. You know how you get when someone opens up, the breeze hit. Her scent came. You could just feel it coming to you, and it was just like,
Come on.
what is that?
I love that.
It literally was that.
Literally.
That's amazing.
And I don't know, that's always the reaction to this scent.
Yep.
Whether it be women, whether it be men, it's just one of those universal scents that just is going to perform how you want it to perform every time.
That's definitely a classic.
Yeah,
It's a classic. It was also another one that I was going to bring. I was just telling her, but mine is almost empty. So I said, let me not bring it, because it was almost, but it's a staple. Like, give me a backup and 2 of those.
Yeah.
Like it has to, and I do not care. Again, it's another one that's apparently played out, or it's a basic. Baby, call me basic.
Yeah.
I will always have Donna Born Aroma in my collection. It's just, she just does what she needs to do.
Yeah, I've never had one complaint about this fragrance. It's always just been like, oh, you smell so good. Please tell me, what are you wearing? So, I don't know. These 2 are just fragrances that I just will repurchase every time. I pray they never go out of stock. Like, not out of stock, but discontinued because I would be heartbroken. You know, these are like it for me.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, yeah. So I don't know. I am excited to get to Nigel's end of the table because
I'm curious.
I see 2 things that I'm familiar with, and I know he has stories for both. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say, Mr. Nigel.
So I'll start off. I bought this bottle last December. This bottle has been the most used bottle.
It looks like it's about 25% left now.
It's just about. This is my number 1 bottle of the year. Like, if I had to blindly go on my house and all my fragrances at, and I can just tap, I know this one without even,
through all 10 of them.
Whatever. This right here has been probably the most influence thing I bought to get me deeper into fragrances because it was such an explosion of smells that I just went down the rabbit hole instantaneously. I just love the way this smells on me. I love the way it projects. I can't find only thing I found similar to this, and it goes back to you when I was in Charlotte. I was like, I've been looking for this Bath and Body Works body butter that they have.
Vanilla Romance.
Yes. That is the closest thing that resembles this. And
Are you going to say the name?
It's good.
It's Parfum de Marly Altair.
Parfums de Marly.
This thing is amazing.
So
like
good.
it just hits every note, every scent, every like compliments. Even my biggest haters love this smell. So I went to you met Daquan, they came up here because he
shout out to Daquan.
Yeah, they on the cruise shout out to their family
and his cousin.
You know, we went in Jamaica and he was hating on all my fragrances, and I said, you know what, I got something that you're not gonna hate. I sprayed this and everybody in the room like, yeah, this got everything beat. That Kirk, whatever it was,
Kirk,
yeah.
By Tiziana.
Yes.
Trends,
yeah. Took it out. Knocked it out the park.
That's not messing with Kirk.
This right here. This right here is.
I think
it just gives. This expresses me in a bottle. The way I feel. Like
sweet.
Yeah.
No, this is like it fills the room with an energy. It's a pleasant, welcoming. It's not overpowering. But then it also just makes you want to know more.
I love it.
And you embrace the person.
I love that. The other day we were on FaceTime and you were on your way out and you were spraying your fragrance. And it was that.
Oh, yeah, I was spraying
and
this.
we had that conversation.
So you knew what he was up to.
Well, I didn't know, but he
wasn't
did
going to work.
I always
No, he wasn't. He was going to play pool, Kareem, please.
Is that what he was going to do?
Yes.
I go play pool all the time.
But he was saying like, he was this exact same thing he just said was like, this is my most used fragrance of the year. So he was like, this is so good. So I'm glad he bought it today because I don't know if I remember what it smells like. So I'm excited to smell it.
The bad thing about this bottle, this made me go do a blind buy. And I bought that.
He bought Kalan.
Yes. I bought the big bottle and I was so mad. I gave it away at your event for free.
Really?
Yes.
Not for free?
Yes. I said, please take this. Because the one that ordered the snapper fish is the one that went. I said, this serves you right. Like, you know, like,
peace on earth.
So let me ask you this. You said this is your most warm fragrance. Is it because this fragrance is that good, or is it because the rest of your fragrances aren't that good?
No, listen.
No. This
it's that good. I'm sorry because I have the dupe, and because y'all know I'm cheap. Let's just say it. Let's all say it. You know.
Ooh,
but
I'm so excited.
It's so good.
Oh.
This
It's
when I smell this, or when Nigel first brought this around, this has your name on it. Like this is what I picture you all smelling like.
But you know what? It smells good on that strip, but it smells so much better on skin. Because I have smelled it. Now I have a scent memory, right?
Like on belly button?
Kareem, please.
Like,
But no, it was actually on Nigel, but I remember now what it smells like, and that's the scent memory. Like, I just forgot what it smelled like.
I'm curious.
This is okay.
It's so good.
so the top note is cinnamon.
The strip. I don't think the strip is doing this justice.
No, it's not.
I've smelled it.
That's
on
what
skin,
I was saying.
and
It's better.
Orange blossom, bergamot. Mid note is bourbon vanilla. Emo bottom notes are base note is musk, ambrox, that molecule we were talking about earlier. Tonka, candied almond, and Barlin. I'm sorry to write it down correct. I have my handwriting, but it's awesome. That thing. I just love this.
So
scent.
what about because you did mention something about like the notes, or there was something about something, like the elements of it that stood out to you. So what was it like?
the booze. This is definitely Nigel likes to like a good boozy fragrance.
Okay, sure.
I do
think,
too.
I
I'm
think
not
a lot of
knocking
the orange, because I think some of the other fragrances, the orange blossom, but the orange, the citrusing of it behind it, I like, and then the vanilla. Of course, I do love vanilla smells. I think it's mainly that, and it just the cinnamon also gives a snap bit, like a spicy
Spice.
bite to it.
I love the spice.
I just think it presents the energy. So when someone gives you a hug, like you mention when someone hugs you, like I feel like the hug is a little tighter. Like, they want to embody it,
And it lingers. That scent trail.
But you would say this lingers. This lingers more.
Ooh.
I've never smelled that.
Well, I
one.
have.
I was curious about that one.
This is my most used fragrance. This is the longest lasting fragrance I have. I think this is.
I'm intrigued.
So we can go past this one right here. This one right here has gotten me in trouble. In fact, let me just go back to the history of this fragrance.
What's the name?
Hold on, it's Gucci Guilty Elixir. So this goes back to a famous podcast that
never got released. Oh,
no,
this
one got
we're not
released.
talking about that one.
No, this one got released. This right here was. I bought this initially. I went and buying this fragrance. I smelt it at the store, and I was like, I got to get this because initially I thought I was going to gift him this, and he was like, I don't like it. I thought he was just being.
That's not what I said.
No, this is my story. My story.
Yeah, but don't lie on me. Though.
I'm not lying.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it was okay.
Okay, we know what the.
You know what? When we put this together, I'm gonna go replay what I said.
Go replay.
Boy, if you don't get on my face with this
Okay.
my goodness.
It's just okay.
This, it's nice.
And then
insert clip.
yes. So while we were at my house, and the vent that occurred at my house, y'all were there. What the people did not see was there was a whole bunch of people in the background.
Shout out to Queen V. That was me.
Yes, there was a whole bunch of people, and Tequila, my favorite hated guest of all time, which I still love you to this day, my friend, made me look like the most hated man in the room at that time because I said a fake proposal. And if y'all could have understood what was going through my mind in that moment.
Well, tell us about it.
No, we won't. It was utter like destruction. But you know what? I stayed on my game and delivered an excellent podcast as I always do. This fragrance right here.
Now we all look at each other. We all look at each other.
But as hurt as you felt, how do you think Taisha, how you think Ty felt about, all of that just being displayed publicly?
We felt the same way.
Oh, okay.
No, we felt the same way. It was one of those mutual things that you in that moment, we both smiled.
Did y'all go cry together?
No, because we talked about it after the pod. At the end of the podcast, everybody was still in the house, and we all talked. Everybody talked and everything. Everybody went on. We were all adults about the situation.
Yeah,
that's all you can be. But this smell right here also takes me back to a First Friday of recently, and
what happens on First Fridays?
You can't discuss
because we don't get invited to First Fridays.
No.
Hold on.
The infamous First Fridays. I
want you to finish, but people have been setting up happy hours and we ain't been invited to them.
You know what? I'm glad. You know what?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm sizzling?
Hey,
Go
you know what?
ahead.
Pot calling the motherfucking
Kareem.
kettle black. So this right here,
Yeah. Sip that cup.
this right here. I wore this. I was at work one day. I went to this new spot I'm working at right now, and one of the coworkers, he's like, "Man, I know you wear a lot of fragrances, but what do you have on?" I had this on. He was like, "Man, like, how do you pick a fragrance for work? How do you like it's strong, but it's pleasant." And I was like, I mean, I just love to smell good. And you just got to kind of figure out what works for you, and then also what works out for your budget. As you go down this rabbit hole. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go look for it." But I was like, "When you go look for it, you might go to another aisle."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just know when you go look for this fragrance, it's a very rich fragrance. This Gucci Elixir, I don't like any of the other Gucci Guilties. I don't. I just don't. This one, because I love something this is so bold. It shouts out that you are there. Like, I could not wear this. I shouldn't even wear it to work that day, but if I was in the elevator, I had to go in the elevator, this takes over, this stays. I had a person call me the next thing and say, "Look, my car and their body smells like this still."
Gucci Guilty is the first cologne I ever bought, like a boyfriend of mine.
Really?
Is it the silver bottle, the green and black bottle? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I was like 20.
This thing right
Was
here.
there one that came in black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's one came black.
I don't know.
I'm going to
black,
say
but I
this
had the green and black
strip
bottle.
does not do it justice. Let me tell you, just like Nigel bought his daughter-in-law this scent, after I smelled that scent, I bought it for my brother for Christmas. And my brother loves it.
This is nice.
It's nice.
So this,
I've never smelled this before.
It's nice, Toena. It's
like,
nice.
I mean, when you spray, you have to. If you spray this on some clothing, this is changing the color. This is staying there. Like, this is like, you do not spray a ton of this at all.
Don't.
This
what are
is
the
like
notes in that one?
No, okay, so this is like, okay, cuddle
Oh, you
time.
got real excited. Okay.
Yeah, no, like cuddle time when you're like up under him, and then you're like, hold up, and you just want to keep sniffing him because you're like, no, but you smell good.
And I'm like
that's what it
keep sniffing. I
is.
promise you, keep going.
And it ain't sinuses.
And it ain't fine.
So this one
But
also
there
has,
is a menthol-y thing to it.
This one also has
that I like, though.
Orange blossoms also in this one. So I realized
I love orange
it has
blossom.
nutmeg,
Okay.
pimento seed,
Smell it on skin, Kareem, please.
orange blossom.
Nigel, I think you like orange blossom.
I told y'all both of these notes has orange blossom. I didn't even notice both of them had orange blossom until I looked at both of the notes. I was like, damn, they both have it. So the orange blossom also is in the mid note. So they doubled down on this. They said, we don't get you at the top level. Let's hit you in the midway too.
Okay,
then they
that
also have
makes sense.
Oris.
I love. What does the hater say?
He doesn't. It's always gonna be
Oh,
okay.
he said he didn't like it, right?
No, I think it's okay. Very mid. Very mid. Very mid. This does not move the needle for me.
See, but this is why I say this is a very. When you look at those bottles right there, you specifically think of Kareem. But this mean there's nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
Like, these speak to him.
Yeah.
These speak to my
To you,
personality,
yeah.
which I know about me. This literally speaks to me.
I would agree.
And
You know what I'm
honestly, next, like these two together, there is not like, these are equally 10 out of 10.
For
I
me,
feel like
I agree as well.
both selections.
But our noses.
You
are
might
different.
not love orange blossom. I love orange blossom. I see, like, I understand your scent profile more after this session.
But I feel like I think Kareem like he always says Nigel likes to smell sweet, right? And when I think of orange blossom and a woman's fragrance, immediately I think of YSL Lieb.
Yes.
This is what I think-
Right?
Yes.
This is what I think
Because
Kareem's-
that's one of the top notes. So I don't know if it's the association with that being sweet, feminine, and then them being in these notes, but cheat code, or not cheat code, but just a little something to consider. Women like stuff that smells like this.
Them.
Sweet,
This is what
too.
this is what y'all really want to say. I'm just going to say, this is what an F-boy would y'all want them to smell like. And like, y'all know what y'all getting. This. Okay, I know what time this is.
No,
that's gonna be fun.
okay.
And then when y'all smell this smells maturity.
Yeah,
smells
the man I
seasonal,
wanna
clean,
marry.
marry. I'm the chaos that you want in your life, but you know, let me go.
That is actually true.
That's literally what that is. I'm not saying that's what I'm at right now. I'm saying that's what I smell.
No, yeah, that is.
I could agree to that.
Yeah, you're spot on.
That's exactly where you at.
No, it's not.
This is situationship. I wouldn't say F-boy because I feel like Savage is definitely just F-boy.
Yeah.
But this is situationship
husband.
Marriage.
Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So just say I'm never giving these to my son because his wife would kill me.
Listen.
Maybe Altair, but Elixir.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, Gucci guilty.
No, my son is cut from different cloth. My son is a great husband. He's top par. So I ain't gotta worry about that.
I am super excited because as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was gonna give because from that night, I loved that fragrance. When we were all at your house for the podcast,
so I even came prepared with the paper strips that were from
Gucci
Elixir. Yeah, I was yes, I came on my A game.
He really thought he was going to wow everyone.
And I did, but I didn't wow you because you were the hater of the crew.
Everyone else, everyone else liked it.
You guys also have to acknowledge that y'all are almost like the opposite spectrum in regards to like scent preferences.
We are very.
You know what I mean? Like you are almost the male equivalent of a gourmand girlie.
Mm-hmm. Which is not a bad thing.
He's a gourmand Merly.
We're gourmand girls.
For sure.
I like gas, you like electric. We already know. We've told in this spectrum.
Even like his summer fragrances have to have that like fruity element or whatever. Like I get it. Where for you, you know, you're the nigga that likes the art museums and the jazz shows. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit more eclectic, which both are beautiful. They coexist. They're beautiful. There's a balance. But you guys are definitely the opposite.
He's very artistic.
You're perfect hosts for this show, actually.
Artistic or autistic? Which one did you say? I couldn't hear that.
He said artistic.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clear
artistic.
that up.
But the talk of the orange blossom is definitely a perfect segue into one of my fragrances.
Uh-oh.
Yes. That's why I kept like getting excited in the mention of orange blossom because that is 100% a fragrance that I have learned that I love. So like a scent, a note. Because of Lieb, right? And this, as we were also talking about inspired by fragrances, this is inspired by Love Don't Be Shy.
Oh, Killian.
Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. And I have a story behind that because when I first smelled Love Don't Be Shy, it was at the beginning of my fragrance journey and I hated it. Like that was after I did my research on TikTok and I'm like, this keeps getting mentioned. Let me go to Sephora and smell it. And I was very disappointed. I was like, I don't understand the hype.
How did you try it? Did you try it on a strip or
on a tester strip, of course.
Okay.
So I do need to revisit it. I do agree with that. But a year later, I got connected with the owner of Renewed Scents. I honestly don't even remember how we got connected, but we did. And she sent over a beautiful her packaging. Shout out to Renewed Scents. I tell y'all, small business that does original fragrances along with inspired by fragrances, but her packaging, bless you.
Thank you.
Exquisite. Her packaging is just, it makes you feel like you're being treated to something. I remember when that was one of the first things I got gifted. And I was like, this is really special. Like it almost brought me to tears. And she's Black owned.
So was that the presentation of the fragrance? Before you got to smell the presentation?
I've loved it. Yeah, and it's not even available to buy for the public. I'm sorry, y'all. But if she releases it again, I will continue. But even in my collection, I have so many variations of orange blossom and marshmallow fragrances that I had to bring something that represented that. I'm still debating on if I will end up getting Killian, like the actual Love Don't Be Shy. But as for now, it makes me feel good to be able to support a Black-owned business and then also cover that.
I'm excited to smell.
Do you have a backup of this or after this, that's it?
After this is done.
Okay.
It's because, and when I tell you, I ran out the other one and I was stressed and I emailed her and she was just like, okay, and I had to tell him, like, it's finished. Like, are you going to be coming out with it? Like, the fall season, what's going on? And bless you, Samantha. She was just like, look, okay, I'm going to send you one, but it's going to give you the fix until it's available.
Shout out to Samantha.
Shout out to her.
But it
like,
hasn't been Let me tell you something about Killian Love, Don't Be Shy. I was influenced to buy that fragrance because every interview I've ever seen, everyone always says how good Rihanna smells.
I feel like it doesn't do it justice either, but okay.
That was the scent that Rihanna.
I need y'all to meet.
Oh, it smells similar. Oh, it smells good though. And I can, I like that.
You like
I
it.
like that.
And this is, and what is this?
So this is called Fleur. 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 And so she really emphasizes like that marshmallow with the orange blossom.
This is nice.
Well, then you
like
I
it?
really
What's the name of the brand?
Renewed Scents.
Renewed Scents. Okay.
I really think you need to smell Killian Love, Don't Be Shy. I'm in love with that fragrance.
This is nice. It is nice, but
It's good.
I did not know that there was such a good inspired by version by a black-owned company because I do have another dupe.
I don't smell
Oh,
anything.
I have that dupe
You don't
too.
smell anything. There's no way you don't smell anything.
I don't. I smell like paper.
Really?
And this is why we're off
Really?
very different.
I smell paper.
Spray it
We
on.
all it
Yeah,
smells
just spray
so
on me.
good.
Well, I'm sorry, because his palate is so mature. That's why he can't smell it.
You could spray it twice, just for good measure.
Because I want you to be able to smell that. That is nice, Tawina. Can you smell it?
What I smell, I don't think
Exactly.
you're supposed to
No, be
smell.
honest. Be honest. It's about like
I
feedback.
smell
What do you
like-
smell?
Like wheat bread.
That's interesting.
I smell something that's like very weedy, grainy.
You know, now that you say it, I can see the wheat.
Let me smell your hand.
Well, I
Not
will
bread,
say-
but like a graininess. Is
I
that
will
what you're
say-
saying?
like grain that you use to make wheat
Yes.
or bread. Yeah.
Interesting.
I will
Flour.
say the original doesn't give that. It's like sweet over the
Very
top,
sweet.
but it's long lasting.
It's an undertone, but it's not wheat. It's something else. It's coming
And what
to
are the
me.
notes again?
So the notes are top notes. This is a lot of notes, guys.
Okay.
Neroli, bergamot, pink pepper, coriander. And then the mid notes are orange blossom, honeysuckle, jasmine, iris, rose, marshmallow. Base, sugar, vanilla, caramel, musk, civet, and labdanum.
I probably smell civet and coriander at this point.
Wow.
No, not the animal.
Wow.
That's it.
Yes, because the
Not
civet.
that.
I remember when I bought Love Don't Be Shy, and I was looking up the notes, and it said civet, and I was like, "What the heck is civet?" And then I looked it up, and I was like,
Hold
"I
up.
wish I never even looked it up."
Right.
But I mean, I will say this
interesting.
scent, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
And I feel like it speaks to one side of you, right? Because there are like, just in my knowledge of knowing you, it's really sweet. Like you have two fragrance profiles, really sweet and then a little spice, right? And so this speaks more of the sweet side of you, and I love that.
Yes, I feel
love
like
that.
that's where we connect because
Yes.
we're the same kind of sweet.
Yes.
I do love, again, like the marshmallow, the Donna Born aroma. Like if I'm going to be girly, I want to be girly. Like I want to smell like marshmallows and sugar and give me the most. I don't care if it's linear. I don't care. I just want to smell just fluffy, yummy, you know? Or it's like, you're a little warm and ambery and
A little
it makes you ride.
mysterious.
Yeah.
Are you all big amber women, men?
I do love amber.
Okay, I love a good amber.
I love a good amber.
I want to say I'm the
Grand
biggest
Soir,
amber.
wish list.
Oh my
I want
goodness!
her.
You know,
I want her
oh
for.
my-
I need
Goodness.
to revisit
I have a
Grand
decant
Soir.
of
Me
Grand
and
Soir.
you were at Bloomingdale's.
No, we were.
Yeah,
It
we
was
were.
at Neiman's.
No, we were at Bloomingdale's. Remember the guy was playing jazz and we were waiting for them to set up. We were walking around smelling.
Yeah,
I think we were at Bloomingdale's.
it was Neiman's.
Oh. Well, then, I don't know then because I didn't love it. But I see so many people post it. And no, I feel like we were at Bloomingdale's because I was just getting off I had like a nasal infection. So things were like a little thrown off for me. So I want to revisit it.
I don't remember MFK station while we were there. Maybe it was.
It was because I was coming off a sinus. I said nasal.
It must have been
sinus
right beside
infection.
the Creed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you might be right there.
Yeah.
Here's a random question. So
Oh, well, never mind what we were talking about.
no,
Go
I'm
ahead.
not. I'm just throwing it in there. So like when you're getting dressed in the morning, because obviously like your sister Barack is starting to do like outfits and fragrances, little posts and stuff like that. It's like so when you're getting dressed, like let's say like when I came to a dinner that was thrown, someone decided to wear a red outfit. You, Tawina, like when you decided to wear that red outfit, what did you do? Like when you were putting that on? Did you look at your fragrance like what's going to match the energy of this outfit?
Yes. 100%.
So how did that come? Tell me how you got to your fragrance day and what did you wear that day?
I actually wore the layering combination that you gifted me in the last episode that we were in. So I wore Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar with the cherry from, I forget, it's the Italian brand.
Lorenzo Pizzaglia.
Yes. It's Lorenzo Pizzaglia. Cherry something, I forget. But so I layered those two. My thing was I wanted to be spicy. I wanted to be a little intriguing. I wanted to be sweet, spicy, like that's all. I just wanted to kind of exude that. And then I usually choose my fragrance first and then I choose my outfit. So that's kind of, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling spicy. And then that's when I knew, I'm like, I think I want to wear red. And then from there, I chose the outfit.
Kareem, how you choose your fragrance first, your outfit versus your fragrance, or is like it is interchangeable for you?
It's all mood for me. Mood and intent. How I'm feeling during the day and then how I want to feel that night. You know what I'm saying? So I'll if I know that like this is somebody I'm trying to really impress, I'm gonna bring one of these. You know what I'm saying? If it's just let me feel things out and see where they are. I'm not gonna wear nothing like this. I might go for an Altair or Gucci Guilty. Or
Don't be shady.
Something, you know what I'm saying?
Don't be shady.
I was about to nod my head.
I said before he could finish because I'm like, but don't be shady.
What about you?
For me, it's really mood based, but overall, my goal, this is going to sound so crazy, but my goal is always to smell edible.
I was gonna say to be swallowed. Have
you ever been swallowed?
Oh God!
But literally, that's just it for me. So there's no like determining factor. Like today, what do I have? Rose Gourmand, a fragrance, and I layered it with the Initio, another rose fragrance. But it's just a chill day, right? So that's kind of like a chill day for me. I didn't have to do too much. You all know what to expect from me. I know what to expect from you guys as far as like scents. So I didn't.
But I do think in the same way that you said, like, I have two kind of alter egos, you do too. Like, it's either you're smelling very edible or you don't veer away from like the oud and roses, like the very like pungent sort of like, I feel like they're almost like elevated, like rose. Like you're not gonna, if you're gonna do a floral, it probably won't be gardenia. It'll be rose.
It will always be rose.
Yeah,
and I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I love a good rose fragrance. It's like.
Do you think that you, Tawina, could go fragrance shopping for Jessica?
Yeah, I'm doing it in my head.
You believe it? Do you believe you could go fragrance shopping for Nigel?
Yes.
You believe it 100%.
So
yes.
If okay,
hold on. Why you ain't let her finish?
No, she said yes. I'm about to ask a question.
I thought she was still going on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Were you saying something else?
No, that's it.
No, right. So in your mind right now, if you said, "Hey, I'm going to go pick a fragrance out right now for you," you had one in mind, what would you choose for me?
That's hard on the spot. That's hard on the spot.
Because that would imply you would know the fragrance and the notes that are in it.
Right. Okay. And also, I'm not like as well versed with male fragrances right now. But if I was out, I could definitely like if we went to I think we should do that one day. Like go to Neiman Marcus, spread out.
First of all, I already did it, so choose. I don't need to be in this.
Well, I've
already knocked it out the park for all three of y'all. So let's talk.
I think I could go, and then I could be like, "This is
hater."
And I could do it for you too.
Oh, you think you could pick a fragrance out for me?
I can't.
Me more than Nigel or Nigel more than me?
Equally.
Oh, okay. All right. And Jessica.
And Jess,
I have a question.
I feel comfortable.
So,
Hold on, you didn't let her finish.
but you implied something. Yeah, I'm going with what you implied.
Okay.
So you're saying that the fragrance that I picked out for you that you didn't like, or it's like that's not your thing.
No, I thought it was a good fragrance. But I would that's not something that I would reach for necessarily if I went in the store and smelled it. I would believe that you would pick that though, if that makes sense.
You need to elaborate because that's a very general ass statement.
No, meaning like I think it smelled good. It's a good smell, right? But like usually when I go buy fragrances, I either have something in mind that I specifically am seeking out because I've researched,
So
or
you're intentional on your fragrance buys.
right. Or when I go, like my fragrance person already brings out stuff for me, so I don't try everything in the store. They'll be like, "Here go 5 things we know that we think you'll like." So that could have been one of those bottles that I would have never came across. I wouldn't have ever smelled it. I think that that's something you would seek out. You would be like, "Let me smell 50 bottles," and that would be something you would get.
And the crazy, that's not how it occurred though.
Yeah.
How it occurred was like, just like you have that fragrance person, I have a fragrance person too, right? And that's when I go to Springfield, and she brought out like these bottles, but she said, this one, I don't know what it is, but I know you're going to love this particular one because I've seen your palette, but this one is very different, but I think this is going to capture you. And
my lady wouldn't have brought that out for me.
Well, I think that's what Kareem is saying.
Okay.
That's something that you like. Not that he doesn't like it, but he would have never. His fragrance person would have never picked it out, and he would have never. Not that he doesn't like it, not that it doesn't smell nice, but it's more your style than his style. So when your fragrance person bought it out, they bought it out for you. For me, I could easily pick something out for Tawina, because we are very similar in certain scent I would say just scent profiles in general. I know sometimes she leans floral, and I'm just like a rose girly. I don't like white florals. So Nigel, I could pick something out. I'm struggling with Kareem though. It's not that I couldn't pick out something because I think that I could, but Kareem
is extra.
It's not that he's extra, right? But there is a spectrum for Kareem, and it's very broad. So I could pick something that I think like, oh my gosh, he would like that. A, it's a chance that he already has it, but B, there's a chance that there's one note in it that will throw it off for him. So I'm still very much learning Kareem. Every time he brings me something, I just take like mental snapshots of like the things that he brings. So I think
also because he's a little guarded in regards to how he shares his preferences.
I agree.
As well. Like the same way that all 3 of us have vocally at one point said, these are the scent profiles that I prefer. Not once have you ever said that. So
Yes,
none of us.
With
so
us?
what scent profiles do you gravitate towards?
So for me, more than anything, I think I'm a freshie person. So
Okay, but what kind of freshies?
So that's the direction that I'm going to go in. Like I like very clean smelling fragrances. Smell like the ocean, a lot of blue stuff. But then you said what?
No, I would agree with you. I would honestly agree with you on that.
Yeah, but then I have like the sexy oud that I could throw together. I'm not I own some gourmand fragrances. I almost would never reach for them. I think it would really just depend on the situation. If I knew somebody was coming over and we were watching a movie eating popcorn, I might spray on some Black Phantom or something. But other than that, no, I don't want to smell like apple pie.
I feel it.
But I do like Angel Share, and I don't think that smells like apple pie.
Really?
I don't. People say it does. I don't think it smells like that at all.
Really?
Love the fragrance though. It smells boozy, like boozy cognac, cinnamon, some other spices with it.
Interesting.
What are you smelling?
I'm smelling this later on, and I'm starting to like it later. I don't know if the first hit, but the transition, I think I like the transition.
Okay. The dry down.
Yeah.
And you always have to appreciate a good dry down, right?
Yep.
Because what something starts is not how it finishes.
Nope.
And I think when people go into stores and they smell it on a tester strip, that's all you get.
That's probably my problem.
So it's always preferable. And this is how I fragrance shop. If I want to smell something, I'm intentional about what I'm spraying. Spray one on this hand, one on this hand. I walk around, do my errands for the day.
Smart.
Right? Do my errands for the day. A, I'm seeing how long it lasts. B, I'm seeing how it dries down. The next day I'm going to buy it, or I'm just going to buy it online.
Period.
But you walk around, you let it settle into your skin, because a test strip is going to deceive you every time.
Every time.
For the good or the bad, right? You can really like something on a test strip. When you get it on your skin, you're like, oh. Or vice versa, right? So it's one of those things that you really have to. Online shopping is the big thing. You know, all these places, oh, you can get this. Go into the store. Be a little old-fashioned. Spray these things on yourself. You know what I mean? And decide what you like, and then order it online.
That's smart.
You know?
And you know, I always get on my aunt for that, because every time she comes, some people hate it, but I love when my family comes and I could entertain them with my perfume.
Oh, same.
You know what I mean? Like,
Same.
anyone who's into it, baby, you got the right person. I got some things for you. So my aunt lets me indulge. She's into it. I got her to be a perfume girl. So every time she comes over, I always tell her, because she don't care. She's
Shout
like,
out to
I
your aunt.
don't need testers. Like, she'll leave smelling like 1,000, 50,000 things, but at least she's smelling it on her skin. And I do need to give her a little more credit for that, because
Shout out to Auntie,
give
because
her a
that's the
hard
way that
time.
it should be. We've been talking about gourmand fragrances, and it's so funny when we came up with this concept for the episode.
oh wait, I do have one more.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry, boo.
It's
I forgot.
okay. It's okay. But off the topic of gourmands,
Yeah. Off.
I do have a fragrance, believe it or not, that is a repurchase worthy fragrance that I actually came across this summer. One of my favorite things is looking for oldie but goodies that I want as staples. So I do research, like, you know, when there isn't all these new launches out, sometimes I just go online to look for like old school fragrances. And then if there are scent profiles and the reviews kind of align, I do my homework. Then I'm like, let me check this out. So Versace Crystal Noir EDT. Let me emphasize
I feel
that.
like I've heard of this before.
Is one that I came across, and I heard like people are like, this is slept on. People don't talk about it enough. I regret getting this size bottle of it, honestly. I feel like it does kind of balance my spicy sort of appeal, but it's fresh all at the same time. It doesn't have vanilla in it, shockingly for me, but it does have cardamom, and cardamom is one of those notes that I absolutely love in a fragrance. It's one of the spices that I love. Mainly I gravitate towards this during the summer. It kind of brings this like very sexy appeal in a fresh way. You know, I wore it. My friend had, I guess like a yacht or whatever, a boat party or something for her birthday over the summer. And this was a great fragrance. I got so many compliments.
Where were we?
Anywho, so I think this is perfect for, you know, summer date nights, but I think it could also work all year round, and it could play well with others. There's a cacao note in here that also just like, I think it pulls you in. You're intrigued. Like, wait, are you fresh? Are you cozy? What is going on here? So I love
am
it.
so interested.
I'm absolutely getting a larger bottle.
I'm getting a whiff of it over here.
That smells. Can I please spray that on skin?
Yes, you can.
Because I like that.
And apparently the EDP is significantly different than the EDT.
Oh, this
and
is
it's like, it also
nice.
got reformulated. So you have to I had to do my research and make sure I got the old school version
You had
of
to
it.
get the right batch.
Yeah.
This is nice. Oh,
I smell
and
your
I
skin.
see what you mean.
I ain't smelling it.
You smell it?
I smell on top of your other thing.
There's
That's it,
coconut
yeah.
in here. I'll read off the
I
notes.
just smell it. I don't smell the rose.
This is interesting
Just
because it gives me. I'm getting two different sides of it, right? Like I'm getting like a fresh cleaning spray type of thing, like But then also, like, it's some other stuff that's coming out on it that's like, this is nice, though. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the top notes are pepper, ginger, and cardamom. Middle notes, coconut, gardenia, orange blossom, and peony. And then the base notes are sandalwood, musk, and amber.
And you know what I think that
I like
cleaning
this. This is
smell
nice.
may be? It may be that ginger. Because you know why I say that?
Because it is.
We
I
just
get
got-
the clean, but it's almost like in a good way.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I get
no,
the
it's good.
association, but I like it.
It's good.
We both just got a fragrance from Sniff called Naughty Nona, and one of the main notes is candy ginger. That's what I'm smelling.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what I'm
Because
smelling.
I'm going through my mind
Yes.
right now, and I'm like,
Yes,
It is the ginger.
it is. And again, we were talking about scent memory and all those things. Smelling is like with the Naughty Nona,
Yeah.
the candy
Yep.
ginger. That's what I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of
I
that.
like
It's
this.
good.
Do you know when this came out? Is this like
Ooh, I
early
can't remember.
2000s type
I
of
feel
type
like
of thing?
around then, yes. Versace Crystal Noir. It's a staple for me now.
And I see what you mean. I see
don't-
how this could work
This
on a
smells
boat.
different here.
Really? Spray it on me then.
Oh.
Ooh.
I probably should have did it higher up.
Oh.
Yeah, see, it smells
Very
way different on
So
your
what are you
skin.
picking up mainly on my arm versus on the tester?
I don't know if it's you. I'm getting cardamom, but then I'm also getting. Let me smell it again. Some sort of citrus. Some sort of citrus that I'm getting from that. But I definitely
Again,
smell
it
the
could
cardamom.
be the ginger.
I
could be the
definitely
ginger.
smell the cardamom in that.
Even though it's
Yeah.
not a citrus, but it comes off kind of. But the scent trail that this leaves in the air,
believe it.
especially like in the summer.
I believe it. When you said boat party, that works.
Yeah.
That works. Or like a
In the
cute
evening. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Evening little date night. That's perfect.
Yeah, I just love it. Yep.
That's perfect. That smell. Oh, you did. And I feel like
Thank
it does
you.
appease that side of you that's like different from the overly sweet and like a
This-
little spice, but it's
Just
so
a touch,
good.
yeah.
Blind buy.
That was a blind buy.
Okay. And Nigel, for you, these were blind buys, or you actually smelled these in the store?
These two were never blind buys. I smelled these instantly. Cause I hit it on before last podcast. Was like when I smelled these, there's a feeling that I get when I smell a fragrance that I just know I like. It sends a tingling feeling through my body. So no longer it turns from the scent to my body, gets a sensational feel
Period.
in my senses. So it just
that.
pulls to my body like I like this. Like every time I spray both of these, it's just like it gives me a tingle. Like I'm getting.
I get it.
I'm geeked up for the oncoming events for the rest of the night.
Right. So I was wondering, like, did you buy these and smell them, and then that's when you got the feeling, or you were out and you smelt them?
I was out,
Right,
smelt them
right.
when I smelt them in the store. I was like, got to get it.
Okay, right.
Like this one, I bought this in the Arundel Mills. I bought that one out in Arundel Mills. This one I bought when I was at Macy's and Bowie. Because I was walking around. I said, cause the only thing they're going to have in there is designer.
That's where I got this. Macy's,
But it
Macy's
makes
and Bowie.
but Macy's is only going to have designers. There's nothing niche about Macy's.
Right.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
by nature.
So
yeah.
like, cause normally I'll go in there, I'll rebuy my Coach Platinum, but it's this is one of my staple fragrances. But as I've gotten down this path, my staple fragrances have changed because I still have that same Coach bottle that I bought in here. I don't think that has not dented like this, and this is even more. This is further dented than I have in that Coach bottle that I had.
What about that Al Hermain, the gold edition?
Listen.
Now that Al Hermain, the only reason why it's not going because someone broke the glass on accident.
Oh no!
And I was so mad. It fell out because we're going to the football game, and the fragrance was sitting on my countertop, and it fell to the ground. And I was like, "Oh, I got what? I'm gonna replace it." I still ain't seen a new bottle yet.
And
that thing
it's
is like
affordable.
$30.
Yeah, it's
It is.
affordable.
It's very
It's
affordable. And I'm just like,
Come on.
And I
sis.
love
but that one had that Al Hermain. That's the only reason why I didn't bring that one, honestly, because it's not. I don't have that same. I have the
I could
extreme.
have bought the bottle for
No,
you.
no, I have the
Honestly,
extreme.
I'm
I have the
like, I
extreme
might
version
have to.
because this is an extreme version, and then I have about 10 different Harmaine fragrances at the house, and they all smell. They don't all smell good. One of them is just. It was most of those were blind bottles because I went on a deep dive for our Harmaine because you couldn't just find a lot of their bottles, certain ones. So I just started buying them up, and I was like, "Yo, this is not."
I smelled the gold at your house and instantly knew I wanted it in my collection, and I wear it now, and I layer it with YSL Libre Le Parfum. Specifically that one.
You have to.
So
specifically,
I'm gonna tell you,
it smells so good.
My homeboy named shout Denzel. He just had another baby. With fantastic homeboy. Just 81 homeboy. But he put me. I'm sorry, I had the thing. He put me on to Al Harmaine. He can't because he was. We were all contractors, and he would go to Afghanistan, go to Qatar, back and forth. And he came back and he was like, "Bro, you need this." And I was like, "What is this, bro?" He's like, "Sorry, man." I said, "This bar just looks flimsy." He said, "No, bro, just get it." I ordered it. I said, "If I can't find the order of Amazon." I got that thing right there, and you couldn't tell me shit. Mm-hmm. That thing was everywhere at that point.
You know, that's funny because at my very beginning of my fragrance journey, I got it, and I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And then the first fragrance swap I went to at Ariel Shoshana's, I decluttered that joint, and I wasn't planning on selling anything. This man came up to me. He was like, "I'll give you whatever you want for it." Exactly. It was a half-empty bottle.
It does not matter.
I was like, "Okay, give me $30." But he was like, "All right, shit, cash."
Yes.
It's one of them ones.
And now I kind of regret it. Yeah, for sure.
That Al Harmaine, I don't care where you at in life. That bottle is. It's a good setup for you to venture on to something next, but you get that you learn to appreciate something that smells good. And the price point is not bad at all by no means. But you just love that smell because it's a rich smell. It stays, it lingers. It just gives you everything you want in a fragrance. And it probably wouldn't be the first thing you grab for if you didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. But now that you know what that is, and I would have grabbed that through more than half of my models I have. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing fragrance that just it gives you all the needs that you want in a fragrance. You appreciate the value, you appreciate the richness of it, you appreciate the quality of whatever they decide to put into that fragrance. You just enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's a pure fragrance that you just.
So you should try the original then.
I have the original.
No, you don't.
Yes, sir, I have.
Herba Pura?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
don't have
the original. Inspired by Herba Pura.
Yes. Oh, okay. No. Oh, okay. So I did not know this. Mm-hmm. Educate me, brother.
You have nothing but good things to say about that fragrance. Mm-hmm. You should have. Well,
you should get your nose on it. Get a sample of it, if anything.
Yeah.
Because you have the mango. You have the mango one. The mango or the mandingo
and it
one.
Smells so good. Please, that mango, you bought it on that day.
Oh, that's a story. Ooh, yeah, that story was. Yeah.
But to your point, I have a fragrance that I feel the same way about, and I know Tawina feels the same way about. It is everything good in a fragrance.
Everything
that you would want. It is comfort in a bottle.
Listen.
And we just so happened to both bring it today.
I was looking at that. I was wondering how you're going to transition.
Yeah, we both happened to bring it today by accident.
Was it?
No,
literally.
We did not talk to each other. Both of us.
I didn't talk to each other, but the chat be like, "What you drinking, girl?"
No.
I will pull out the phone right now.
And I fought temptation because I was like, every time I was like, let me double check. And I was like, you know what? Let me bring it. Mm-hmm. If she brings it, I will have a backup. Yeah. That was the plan. And she had the same plan.
Same.
But then we were like, if that means, and this was a definite for me because this is my second bottle.
Same.
Okay.
Same. Literally, my scents for today were going to be these two. I have already bought this one on the show. Everyone knows how I feel. But I kind of had an inkling. We talk about this fragrance so much, her and I. I had an inkling she may bring it. Same feeling she had about me. We both just was like, you know what? Today we got here. She was like, yeah, because and we looked at each other and we instantly knew the other one.
We have to. This episode cannot be complete. I'm sorry. And this was,
without this fragrance?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Without us talking about this fragrance.
Yeah.
Because, you can share what it means to you, but this really will always be in my collection.
I agree. For me, The scent is called Heal the Way. The brand is Sniff. And Alex L., a Black woman, collaborated with Sniff to make this scent. Yes.
Big shout out.
Man, you know, when life gets to life, and sometimes you just need some type of comfort. Fragrance for me is a comfort. This fragrance,
This has you all's name written all on
Man.
it. This is
this,
gourmandy.
but
Give me my own.
yeah.
I don't want his hands to taint this.
Yeah. No worries.
Now,
And it's a light scent. That's why I sprayed so much. So I really want you to
Same.
get the impact of it.
Yes.
With this scent, it is my most times I wear this scent to bed. I wear it around the house. It is a comfort.
Wait, hold
for
on.
me.
you know why she wearing it.
I was saying because you wearing
No,
this shit
this
to
is
bed.
my bedtime set
Exactly.
Bedtime for what?
And I don't
When
blame
you
you.
go
Please.
to bed.
This says tie me up and spank me. That's
no,
what
it is not.
Take me to Taboo and King Heaven.
No. It is really a comfort
This is a
scent.
very nice fragrance.
Yes.
This is very nice.
It's nice. It just embodies everything. I don't know.
Damn.
For me, comfort
I'm
is just
keeping
the
this strip.
word. Keep the strip. What
keeping
is
the
it for
strip.
you?
This fragrance is the fragrance that made me fall in love with Sniff.
Okay.
This
agree.
was released at the beginning of this year.
Yep.
And Sniff was a brand that I was eyeing for, I've only been in the fragrance game for almost 2 years. So I was eyeing with like their latest releases. There were a lot of other popular ones. They're quirky kind
Yes,
of
they make
niche
very
brands. You know what I mean?
unique
Very
scents.
unique. Their branding, everything. And when they came out with this, I was like, I have to. One, Alex L. is an influencer. She's an author.
Mm-hmm.
She's from the DMV. She lives in Rockville. I followed her since back in, I never even had Twitter. What was it? Tumblr? Or back in Tumblr days. And she's been consistent since then. Like she started off as a poet, and all of her messages were always about self-care, was always about self-love, mental health, all of those things, peace, finding peace. And I think through her writing, she healed herself. She was like a single mother, and I kind of like followed her. A lot of her followers have followed her through her journey of finding her husband, who she met across the country, and how they built a family, and it was all through love and her healing herself from like having a child out of wedlock before that or whatever else young. And I just always resonated with her because she just seemed familiar. Like she was from the DMV, she grew up here, and she just came up, and she's really like an actual author. Like that is her full-time job. You know what I mean? She's gotten out several books. So for me to see her collaborate in this way with a brand that is also very niche, very, I just was like, nah. And
The
a
way
Black
Nigel
woman
hasn't put the
selling
strip
and
down, I love that.
selling and marketing such a message. I was like, I just have to get behind this.
A real person.
Yeah. So that was my first purchase with Sniff. I was like, if it's going to be something, it's going to be with Alex L. No question. Y'all got me sold. And then the way I fell in love with it, I think the combination of pistachio and Palo Santo with, I think there's cardamom in here. No, there isn't. But there's vanilla absolute
I'm about
in
to say
here.
that's what I'm getting at. Vanilla with the
Musk,
pistachio.
amber.
That thing is nice.
It is one of those scents, and I wish I had the original packaging. It comes with her handwriting. Just you guys can see it, but they won't be able to see it.
So the
We'll do a
writing,
close-up on it later.
there's writing on the bottle, and there's writing in
All
the
over
packaging,
the wrapping.
and their affirmations. So
Yes.
it says like,
Where it starts at.
well, I could read off
I
a
see
few
it.
of
I see
them.
it.
Yeah.
But there's like messages like your small wins matter, celebrate grace and empathy, etc., etc. So
All the bottles say that?
Yes,
all the bottles
all
do
the
this?
bottles
That's
and
amazing.
Well, not for
and
Sniff,
the
but just her
packaging,
bottles. Yes.
just her bottles.
And then the packaging comes with whatever kind of paper it is, but it's the same writing in black, and it's all over the packaging.
So it definitely it's very consistent. And I feel like the energy of that, and she made this with her daughter. her daughter helped her create this fragrance. So I'm a big person in regards to like energy and like intention, and especially as we were talking about bigger brands and how I choose where I buy from and what I buy from. I pay attention to these type of things, and you know, I want to support that. So that was one thing. And another thing, along with this being like my staple bedtime fragrance, this might be TMI, but this is like my go-to PMS fragrance. When I am cramping, when I'm like in the thick of it, okay, I grab this because it just gives that comfort. It heals the way.
They could not have picked a perfect name, a more perfect name. When I am sad, I reach for it. When I'm just having one of those days, when I'm going to bed, fresh out the shop, like this is the scent. And it just...
Even at my desk, like my work desk, I can just sniff it while working.
Besides the love of the scent that I have right now, the biggest shocker for me
is the top. I know.
Magnetic.
Yes. I thought it was just pure plastic the whole way through. And then all I do this, it just caught me off guard. I didn't expect it to be that. Look, I know look. You know what? It's the subtle little detail.
It's satisfying.
It's very satisfying because I'm thinking this is a very cheap purchase and it's in a very low budget thing. But when I see this, it just took me for a loop because I wasn't expecting that out of this bottle.
And the brand itself is very intentional. So they purposely only provide 30 mLs to all of their bottles because they intentionally wanted to make a brand that was affordable to everyone. And then when you buy a fragrance, it comes with a sample set. So you could test it out before opening it, and if you don't like it, you could send off the bottle back, you know, the package bag, and they'll give you your money back. So they give you a chance to test it out even when you want to blind buy without that commitment. So the brand literally looks out for the consumer in ways that I don't see in other niche brands at all, or any brands really.
I don't see the pack. I haven't seen your packaging you're talking about, but the smell is amazing. The smell has me instantly because it does fit. Like he said, these body shots to a T. I'm curious to go down a rabbit hole with them now. I'm very curious to see. Kareem I'm one of the people that I'm very impulsive. I'm very impulsive type person. So this grabs my impulse just because it hits on so many different things. Like the smell is probably the most important thing everybody will say. From my ADHD having as I'm going to dive into every other part of it to see if it matches up. And hopefully the smell gives it to me.
Well, I am officially an affiliate, so if you would like
to
shop
out
the
affiliate, and you guys, this is not sponsored,
and this is not sponsored. I promise y'all.
Her and I have loved this fragrance.
I have a bunch of fragrances between me and her. If you really want to explore, we could have us a sniff session. I have like maybe 6 of their fragrances.
Yeah, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of their fragrances.
So yeah, that could cover some.
So Alex L is the owner of the brand or just a collaborator?
She collaborated with the brand.
Okay, I just wanted to understand.
She collaborated with this. And I don't know, this scent embodies everything. If you all follow me on Instagram, I made a whole reel about it when I first smelled it, and it will never get old. I pray they never stop. In fact, when I bought this one, I bought another one just so I could always have it. Because I'm so afraid. They did start selling it in stores now, which is a good sign.
Yeah. We need a candle next.
And Sniff also makes laundry detergent. Please, my sheets in this, please.
I want to say, very nice, Leah Baraka. I think y'all hype these women up so much. I have to hear.
We love you, Leah.
I have to hear about how amazing you all are. From the both of them, but I think this is for you all. Like this, to me, smells like something you all.
It is kind of like Jess and Tawina in a bottle.
I would say, right? One day we're going to collaborate on something. We have to, but for the meantime,
put it in writing.
In between time,
existing.
This would be it. Yeah. Honestly. Honestly, oh my God, I'm so glad we did this today.
Yes, this was amazing. Hopefully we take over sometime next year as well, because we just love to give the men the headaches. But in all honesty, we truly do appreciate both of you guys.
For sure.
It is really an honor, and I don't take it for granted that you even gave us the opportunity to pretty much share and give us your platform.
For sure.
I did peep. We are at 9.6 subscribers on YouTube for Can We Be Fragrant. Shout out to reaching almost 10K.
And
so
if you're not
you are
subscribed,
watching right now, support. Just hit the subscribe button if you can.
Like,
because
follow.
the videos will only get better. These men are just chef's kiss, and they're really about community. You know, they created this platform to really just amplify other fragrance lovers and their stories and their connections to it. And that's what it's really about. That's why I absolutely love this fragrance platform, this podcast.
Agreed.
And I will always come back anytime they ask me
Agreed.
to. So this was really, really, really a pleasure. And yeah, I'm grateful for you guys.
Same. I'm just gonna kind of piggyback a little bit, right? I give Kareem such a hard time about coming
And do.
on this platform because honestly, it is one of my greatest forms of expression, right? I can be totally engulfed in anything fragrance when I'm here. So just like this Heal the Way, this podcast is a safe space for me. It has become that, and that is just, you know, the genius of you, Kareem, and Nigel. And I don't know, man, the opportunity to collaborate with Toena and kind of host this episode, we didn't know what we were up for. Kareem is normally in the captain seat, and I don't know, I would love to do this again, but I definitely thank you for the opportunity because now I'm not so afraid to do it. I want to do it again. And I don't know. Being here with you all is always a treat for me. Mm-hmm. You guys are like my fragrance family. Like
literally my fragrance
yeah,
family.
not even friends, like my fragrance family. I talk about y'all all the time.
I love y'all down.
My other friends are jealous of you all.
For real.
Because it's always y'all. Even when we're not talking about fragrance and we're going to get food or celebrating a birthday, or I'm with you all the time. You guys, even when we're not talking, you're with me, you know.
They're amazing.
I find a way to bring y'all up in conversation. So yeah.
So go ahead, Brian.
So you want to come back? You all want to come back on and be the host again? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
In whatever facet, but if you want us to be a host.
Okay. I like the energy that you all brought, and it's always interesting to hear different people get excited about fragrances and their different stories. Recently, we did episodes with Neoma, and
shout out to Neoma.
Shout out to Neoma. She
Firecracker
came in, knocked it out the park.
On. My niche sister.
She and I get along. We teamed up against Nigel. So anybody that sides with me against this demon right here always has a blessing. But also Kaz.
That was amazing.
Somebody that I really just only followed their content on social media and had very brief discussions. When I asked him to come on, he came on. And to hear somebody bring fragrances on and talk about how they met their wife, how they married her, and they're bringing all these things.
COVID, right?
Yeah, that was a great
you're
episode.
hearing all of these stories, and it's like,
amazing.
this is kind of why I wanted to have this space so that people could really just tell these stories, because these are, I don't want to say Hollywood, these aren't like fake fairy tales. This is real life, people's real stories that we're talking about. But thank you to everybody for their time and giving it to us. That we know that we can get up here and talk, and probably could go on a little bit longer if we allow it. Thank you, ladies. Nigel.
So the one thing I will always say is I appreciate y'all as friends first. I appreciate y'all, the energy that I have. I shoot the shit with y'all all the time. It's a pure friendship that I've learned to admire and cherish. A pure friendship with you know, a lot of times in life that you run into friendships. Like you always say, a male can't be friends with a female unless they trying to smash and everything. Like I truly have a pure friendship with y'all that is just is purely platonic and it's purely like I love having the conversation. I love the banter that we have. I love getting on your nerves. I feel like I'm the older brother or younger brother, whatever it might be. That just be
Baby, you the older brother.
Right.
look, okay. I appreciate you. On the other side of things, I'll let everybody know once again. You know, in the future, there's other productions that are going to come out from us. You know?
Oh my god!
Hey, look, as much as like we do have something that's going to launch by the end of this year. Is Can We Be Honest? That's spearheaded by me. There's going to, and I am going to launch another one by audio one purely because I feel like it's more appropriate for audio. It's called Can We Be Sexual? Well, that's a very
let
different
me know
thing.
If you need my voice.
Can we end this podcast?
Just
Can
upcoming
we be sexual?
upcoming events for our podcast and of the cast and certain people that've been a part of it. We're going to Sin Explosion in New York this week.
Sin Explorer.
I'm sorry, Sin Explorer.
I know a Sin Explosion is what you do at your house.
Whatever. Sin Explorer. I'm going to capture a lot of content of the whole experience up there. This is our first time going, so it's kind of a very big moment for us to kind of do something out of a comfort of our DMV area. So we're looking forward to that. I'm capturing a lot of content up there and then put a collaborational thing on. And just put the videos up. It's gonna be little clips here and there. It's about our experience. But it'll be just something, a journey for us. And then we're also gonna launch something on Tuesdays in the near future called Sample Tuesdays. So we're gonna pull our samples out and just enjoy the samples and just give it out and let people just take it in. You know, enjoy samples and buy samples. So that's things that are coming up. Just go ahead.
I'll talk to you. Actually, I'll ask after.
All right. If anything, I thank all the guests for always coming out. Also for y'all watching us, I appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share. Hey, if you have an idea, hey, just send us an email, send us a comment, whatever. We'll appreciate it. We just thank y'all for your time and just hope to join us next time.
See you next time.
Peace.